Hello, everybody. I was just saying, Stefano, one day I'm going to change that intro. You're not going to know. I'm going to change it 100%. It's going to be the new intro for the channel, and you're going to be so sad. It's going to happen soon. It's inevitable. Like the total party kill of this group.
I'm actually going to be really excited because it's going to be a recording of my voice during the intro.
And what would that sound like if we were just curious?
It would sound like this.
I actually don't think it's picked up some of your higher pitch squeal there. I don't know.
Oh no, right. I forgot.
I
that happened in Keep.
Yeah, Zoom tends to not like stuff like that when you do a really high pitch sound and it just cuts it right out. So we missed half of your song, I'm sure. But
perfect. Maybe we'll skip the recording of me doing it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tabletop Bob. My name is Bob. We're going to be diving into episode 8 of Curse of Strahd tonight. We've got the illustrious, what did we call each other again last? We had a nickname.
The Pie Guys.
Was that it? No, we had a name. There was a name.
We got to check the chat.
Oh, what was the name last time? Anyway, we've got the wonderful group, Tim, Michelle, Andrew, and Stefano back with us. How's it going, everybody?
Doing. Welcome back, everybody. Good.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Good. Yeah, and we'll figure out the name soon. We're going to find one. It's going to happen. Over the next couple episodes, I know. It's going to be some defining moments. We'll have the name for the group. Maybe as good as the Char Coalition or the Three Musketeers. We'll see how it goes. And whatever we name the Witchlight people, I don't know. That we'll figure out what their name was as well. But today I want to actually go over it. So there's a lot that happened at the end of the last episode. We're going to definitely recap and everything. But we have to talk about something more pressing. Okay? Something very, very important. And that's cookies. We were doing a lot of baking in the last episode, right? Baking of the dream pies, of course. Naturally, that's what's causing everybody to fall asleep right now. But my wife, it's been Cookie Central here. She baked some cookies last night, peanut butter cookies, and ones with Hershey Kisses also in the middle. So that was great. Mm-hmm. Ate a bunch of those last night when I came home from the gaming club. And then my father-in-law came over tonight, and he brought over these massive chocolate chip cookies. They're store-bought, but they were you could put. It's maybe the size of a maybe just slightly smaller than a disc golf putter. Stefano knows the reference.
That's pretty big cookie.
Massive cookies, giant chunks of chocolate chip, and I was thinking to myself, these are all good, but my favorite cookie. If you were going to say, Bob, you can have any cookie, it's going to be oatmeal raisin. They are awesome. I think everybody's mistaken about oatmeal raisin cookies.
Hot take.
It really is it hot?
No, he's right. He's 100% right.
Thank you, Andrew. So my question was, what's your cookie? But Andrew, seems like you like oatmeal raisin as well.
Yeah, they lower cholesterol, right? Because all the oatmeal.
That's not why I like it. I like it just for the taste, not for the benefits. Although I'll take the benefits if that means I can eat
healthy.
More. Right. So other than oatmeal raisin, Andrew, what's your go-to?
I have to say Oreos.
Oreos. Ooh, I was thinking more like baked cookies, but Oreos are such a good choice. I would agree with you 100%.
Stuffed. You can dunk them in tea and they don't collapse because they have the stuff in.
Ooh, look at this. You've tested this too, I'm sure.
Nice.
Well thought out review.
What about you, Michelle? What's your go-to cookie?
Well, first of all, I gotta say I'm also a fan of the oatmeal raisin. I've always appreciated the texture. Like I find that they're chewy and nice. So I'm with you on that one. My favorite though, I'm such a sucker for chocolate. So like a double chocolate, like a chocolate chip cookie where the batter is also chocolatey. I think that's probably like top three for me.
Okay, okay. As long as the batter is good, right? That's the key. If you can just taste it from the batter, you're all about it. Nice.
Exactly, exactly.
I'm gonna wait for Tim because he gave me such a snarky response. We'll go to Stefano.
Sure. I have a boring answer, but I'll at least give a specific answer.
Okay.
I'm not a big sweets guy, but I'm a sucker for the Wegmans Ultimate Chocolate
Ooh.
Chip Cookie.
Now I would disagree with you. You are a sweet guy.
Thank you.
You're
You're
welcome.
very
Ow.
kind.
But what? Tell me
But-
about this Wegmans. What is this? Is it Ultimate Cookie?
It's just called the Ultimate Chocolate Chip Cookie. It's just a chocolate chip cookie, but
Really?
it's just better than other ones.
What makes it better?
I
need to
don't know. It's like soft and it's got the right amount of chocolate and it's just really good.
So it's actually pretty much just a cookie.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just done right.
You're right. This was
Now,
this
there
was
are
a boring
many
take.
there are many chocolate chip cookies out there, and often they're not done right. But the
I would agree
Wegmans
with that.
Ultimate Chocolate Chip Cookie is done right.
I would agree with that. Let's hear what Tim has to say. Tim, what's your cookie?
Look, man, I'm a golden Oreos kind of guy. I've had all the Oreos. I've had traditional Oreos. I've had double stuffed Oreos. I've had all the they do like the carrot cakes, the red velvet, the peanut butter Oreos. I've tried I've tried the apple pie Oreos, the funfetti, all
Wait, they have
Regular-
apple pie Oreos?
They have every kind of Oreo
Mhm.
flavor you can possibly imagine. I'm telling you, I am like
Hmm.
a sommelier for Oreos, okay? And I can assure you all, golden stuff Oreos, the original classic regular stuff golden stuff Oreo is the best cookie you can buy at the store.
Okay. I don't think I've definitely tried a golden Oreo, but I don't even know if I've had the Oreo brand. Like, there's like those off-brand, I don't know
Oh, yeah.
where, but you know what I'm saying? It's like the
I know what you're
knockoff Oreos. It's definitely equivalents,
Yeah.
but
There's loads of them.
yeah, not the same, I'm sure. The classic Oreo's got to be better. The Oreo brand has got to be better.
In my experience.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like the birthday cake Oreos if you had those.
I have not. Man, I got to get some more Oreos.
Yeah.
Okay, my kids won't protest, I'm certain. All right, so now that we got that important question out, let's go talk about some updates here, because that was the most important thing, without a doubt. We had to talk about that. But there's some other things going on here. Michelle and I we played in a live stream on not my channel, on Esper the Bard's channel. We've actually done this now a couple times, and we're going to finish this Escape from Scornhold, which is his unique homebrew for his Monstrous Heroes open playtest. So we're playing monsters. We're actually not playing traditional heroes here. I'm a vampire. And what's yours, Michelle? You want to tell everybody?
Yeah, I am playing a Minotaur,
Nice.
called Durothy. I gotta say though, I'm not proud of Durothy's performance in this last session, so please don't get your hopes and expectations up, everyone. But yes, it's a very, very cool thing that Esper has built, and like the way he created these monstrous characters is amazing. So definitely go check that out, guys.
And I've posted about it in Discord as well as social media. So check out all the links down below. You can find a link to it, or just go to Esper's channel. You'll see it. It's the most recent live, and we're doing that every other week for a few weeks, probably till it finishes up. So you can catch us there, and then of course here for Curse of Strahd, and that's what everybody's here for today. So why don't we dive in? You ready to do this?
All right, let's do it.
Right.
Yes.
We didn't introduce our characters, but everyone knows who we are.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, do we do that? Is that something we do anymore? I forget.
Yeah, I guess we were supposed to do it before we talked about our cookie, but I don't know.
No.
Hey, I'm Canas, the half-elf warlock.
So there you go. Canas, the half-elf warlock. And what about you, Michelle? Who are you playing today?
I am playing Dione, the Dwergar rogue of the arcane trickster variety. Also, I'm so sorry, I forgot a different cookie that I like more than double chocolate chip is the
Please.
ginger snap. Okay, sorry.
Ooh.
Done. Next.
Oh, and the
Ooh.
snickerdoodle.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Now you also start going into the Girl Scout cookie like vein of this, and it's
Oh
like
yeah.
Samoas and Thin Mints, and it's a never ending list of just awesome cookies. There's so many cookies out there.
Cookie stream.
Cookie stream.
Yes.
That's why they're all here. So the
Yep.
Dione is a big fan of Snickerdoodle. No, what was the one you just said?
Ginger snaps.
Ginger snap. Dione's a ginger
Mhm.
snap. What about you,
Mhm.
Tim? Who are you playing tonight?
What's going on, everybody? I am playing Laurent LeMaire. I am a warlock. Or no, I'm sorry, not a warlock. I'm always a warlock. I'm not a warlock this time. I'm a College of Spirits bard. I'm a human College of Spirits bard.
Tim
So
plays so
that's
much he doesn't even know who he is.
I'm having an identity crisis.
And and finally, Andrew, tell us who you're playing tonight.
Rufus Gwaindire of Gwaindire. Human Paladin. Oath of Glory.
And we've got a problem for Rufus because at the end of last session, which we'll get into the recap now. At the end of last session, the group had finally gotten away from the old bone grinder, as it's called, the windmill, which has had 3 hags living there. You had Morgantha, Ophalia, and Bella. 2 kind of respected Morgantha as the mother, and they were the 2 sisters, but they were all 3 hags forming a coven. They were selling and peddling their pastries that addicted people to these like psychedelic dreams, and they were selling these out throughout the village of Barovia and maybe elsewhere in this land. You don't really know, but that's where you encountered Morgantha. And little do people know, or maybe they do know, and which is even scarier, that the secret ingredient is the bones of children. And they would make deals with parents to get the kids, kidnap kids, and bring them back to their mill. And you were able to free 2 children who might have met their end very soon, and that would have been Freak and Myrtle. But you also ended up saving Micah, the child that you saw in the village of Barovia just a few days before. So that's how you got out. You were fought the hags, you killed Morgantha and ran. I think it would have been a TPK to try to stay and fight the rest of the hags. They were still 2 pretty full strength powered hags, but they were mourning the loss of their mother, and you exited their windmill. That's what it was, a windmill.
Stuff is pretty strong in Barovia. This is like the second time you had to run away.
Yeah, well, the first time you had a combat that you had to run away from was fighting Strahd, and that was,
Yeah.
he's on the front cover, so it's probably a hard one to beat, especially at level 3. And now, even though you're level 4, Night Hag Coven is pretty high level, so you're lucky to have made it out there. But you did leave 2 hags. They may not be too happy.
There's only 2.
Yeah.
We're lucky. We're lucky. There's only 2.
Well, maybe they can make a coven with somebody else. Who knows? We'll find out. We'll find out later. And then there's also the issue of the scarecrow, which is where we really ended the session. As you got a good distance away, you maybe ran for like 15-20 minutes. You went into the forest and tried to get away from the hags in case they were pursuing you. And you finally got a chance to sit down and rest. Dione, Canas, as well as Laurent, ended up going to sleep as an effect of their dream pastry that they ate. So you were in this deep sleep, this psychedelic dream state, and you seem to be pleasant as you are sitting there on the ground in this trance. But Rufus and Irina, as well as the children and Yune, encountered the scarecrow that you met 2 episodes prior. The scarecrow that was tracking you down through the fields and followed you to the old bone grinder. And the scarecrow is where we will start our adventure. So, we're going to begin with combat. Rufus, roll me initiative.
Got it.
Oh no.
And let me see if I can switch us over to
Gotta
our
find gotta find my
scene
token.
here. Here we go. Ooh, we're black and white again. Look at that. All right, Rufus, you ready to do this?
Yep.
Okay, go for it. What'd you get?
Roll in. 10.
A 10. Will that be enough? Ooh, Scarecrow got a 14, so it's going to go first before you. But let's see if Irina can do this. Let's see here. Stefano, can you roll me for Irina an initiative check? Just a d20.
You got it.
Okay, awesome.
one.
Nat 1, great.
I'm never rolling again.
And Tim, if you could do me a favor, you roll for the children, please.
Oh, they're fighting too. Oh.
How many dice do you need for the children?
Just one. We'll do all the children in one set. And then Michelle, actually, I should have had Canas roll me for Yune. Canas roll me for Yune. Michelle, I'll give you another roll in a minute.
A 1.
Oh my God, Tim, another nat 1. Let's see what Yune gets.
Should
me
I
the
just
one.
roll my initiative for Yune?
Well,
Biggs,
doesn't Yune have its own
Biggs.
dexterity?
Yeah, I guess Yune's got stats.
Yeah.
So let me just look it up and I'll let you know. So
Okay.
so far we're at what did I roll? 10
10. Yeah.
plus.
Yeah.
Actually,
What'd you get?
I'm just opening imp.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Plus
Yeah, we'll take
3, 13.
Okay, 13. So it looks like the scarecrow is unfortunately going to go first here. Let's do the scarecrow first, and this makes sense actually. I mean, it shambled out from behind the brush. You all were there. It's still raining, heavy rain falling, so it's kind of hard to see. The area around you is all muddy, filled with a lot of a lot of debris on the floor, like the trees with all the rain and the wind. There's a lot of brush under the floor. So I think it might make sense that you didn't hear it coming, and it kind of got the jump on you anyway. So it's going to come out. Rufus, I know that before we had last, did you take out a weapon?
Yeah, I have my sword out.
Okay, and Irina, I think, looked to you. She also took out her dagger, and we're going in here. So the scarecrow starts. At first, it's going to look at you, Rufus. You get eyes with this thing. It looked like maybe there was like buttons sewed on to the face. It's got like this almost like a potato sack, some one of those really rough faces, but holes cut at its eye, and it looked like maybe there were buttons or something attached to it at once, but those are long gone, and you get the sense that there's something evil lurking within it. I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw as this thing is trying to frighten you.
10.
So what happens, Rufus, is you see this thing. It starts to move. It's got this unnatural gait as it walks, and it gets low to the ground, and then it starts to transform before your eyes. It looks like a winter wolf.
Ugh.
All right, you are frightened by this creature. So the penalties for frightened. It's disadvantage on
Right.
ability checks, attacks, and you cannot move closer to your source of fear. But don't worry, this creature is moving right to you. But it stays still about 15 feet away at this point. That was its action. We'll go to you, I believe, because you rolled a.
I was
no.
a 10, I think.
No,
I got a 13.
It's going to be Yune. Yune, what does Yune do? You tell me, and I will narrate it.
Well, I told Yune several times that if I fall asleep, the first thing that she should do is try to wake me up.
You want Yune to wake you up?
Attempt to wake me up.
Yes.
Well, even though I don't think it will work.
Gotcha. So here's what's going to happen. Yune will say,
I have to wake up Canas. I have to wake him up. He told me to do it. And Yune is gonna...
well, Yune is going to run. Yune likes to narrate herself as well sometimes. So Yune is going to move over towards your body, which I think we said you all kind of grouped together by a tree, and it's going to shake you awake. Is Yune in imp form or I forget? Yes, imp form, right?
Believe so.
Yeah, because she was carrying the whatchamacallit, the cage.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm. Good. So she'll do that. She'll come down and take you by the shoulders and just kind of try to get you awake as best as possible. But you're pretty sound asleep. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
All right. At 8.
You are unfortunately still sound asleep. In a minute, I may ask some of you to describe what your dream may be like. So we'll come back to you in a second. But Yune's slapping you across the face, shaking you, trying to wake you up. But alas, you are not. You are not getting up. We'll go to Andrew's next.
So, is the wolf scarecrow thing next to me?
It's about 15 feet away from you.
So I can't hit it with my sword.
Not with your sword, no.
I can't haven't got any spell slots left. Who's nearest to me?
We'll say that the tree that everybody's sleeping at
Right.
is probably just maybe like 5 or 10 feet behind you.
I'm going to go
and
and
then
try and wake up Dione then, if everybody's there.
go for it.
Wake
Michelle,
up.
give me a con check as he uses his action to shake you awake.
Sure. Just a check or a saving throw?
A saving throw, sorry.
Oh, no worries. I agree. Oh wait, but it's the same thing. Okay, I'll just use my first one.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
fine.
a 16.
Ooh, 16 does not cut it, but that you rolled twice by accident,
Yeah.
or okay.
Oh yeah, by accident, because the first time I just did a regular check and then I did a saving throw and I realized it's the same modifier
It's the
anyway. That nat
okay.
20 would have been nice though.
Yeah. Okay, so Rufus shakes you and tries to get you up, but to no avail. You're unfortunately still unconscious as well, and Laurent sleeping like a baby. It is now Irina's turn, and then the children. I think Irina sees what's going on, and Rufus, how would you describe your reaction to seeing the scarecrow this way?
As a wolf,
Yeah.
I visibly lose colour
Mm.
and maybe a little shaky hand. I still look heroic.
Sure. Yeah. You don't lose your. I mean, you still have this disposition about yourself, but yeah, you can see this has shocked you maybe to the core. So you back away, you shake Dione awake. You're looking back towards the scarecrow. Irina sees this, and she's going to decide to take charge here, and she's going to go right at the scarecrow. She's going to scream out and scream for the scarecrow. She says, "Die!" and she takes her dagger and tries to drive it right into the head. I'm going to roll a check for Irina. Ooh, a 19 on the dice. She's going to hit. And she'll end up doing a good 6 damage to it. Look at this.
All right.
Oh, Irina.
One party member can do stuff.
She runs at it, hits it with the dagger, and she then says to you, "Get the kids to safety." And we're going to go to the children. They're going to do it. They're going to run and get close to behind the tree that everybody's sleeping at, and they kind of just cower in fear there. All right, let's go to top of the order here, the scarecrow, and then Yune is on deck. All right, the scarecrow sees Irina as the biggest threat right now and is going to attack her with its claws. It is going to get a 13, which is not going to hit Irina. And the second attack is a 6, which is also not going to hit Irina. You could see it sort of scowl at her. It kind of grins. The bag that has a slit in it for where the mouth should be kind of moves unnaturally upwards. And it scratches, but again, she's avoiding it. She has some armor on, and she seems to be a little bit more dexterous than an average person. So we go to Yune next.
Yune will make one more attempt to shake me awake, and if it doesn't work, Yune is kind of gonna give up on it and try to go help Irina.
Go for it. Not
11.
Not gonna cut it. So the shake again. Yune calls out to you.
Canas, wake up. We're in danger.
What are you dreaming about, Stefano?
I am dreaming about that place you described at the very beginning of episode 1.
That homestead-like village, quaint.
You betcha.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. What about you, Michelle? What's Dione dreaming about?
Dione is dreaming about a scene from her childhood where she's like in an ornately decorated, lavish hall. This is like where she lives. It's her childhood home.
Wow.
And she is playing with her mom. It's Dione and her mom, just like wholesome, enjoying their time together, playing with like little trinkets or something.
She was the halfling or the dwarven mother, I forget. Was it
Dwarven mother.
Yes, dwarven mother. Yes, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim?
What's the nature of these dreams? Are they like supposed to be like wonderful and peaceful?
It is the greatest like memory dream. It wouldn't be a true memory. It wouldn't be a memory at all. It'd be like a fictional memory, like something that's better than what you remember. It's supposed to be so nice of a dream that you would be addicted to these pastries if you ate them a few times.
Okay.
I gotta get some of these ground up baby bones. Put in some of my food.
And what about you, Tim? What's your dream?
I am dreaming of a beautiful woman with like red hair, but I can't see her face, so I'm imagining like the mayor's assistant from Powerpuff Girls. But she's giving me a book, or a sealed like kind of like a box of some kind, about the rough shape of a book.
I like that. This might be, again, warped or twisted in some way. It may not be exactly as you remember.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so let's go to the combat here. Yune shakes you awake and fails. We go to Rufus.
So Yuna's going to use her movement to fly towards the scarecrow.
Gotcha. Okay, so at least being another target in the area.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Rufus, though, you are actually...
Yep.
I think you're actually okay now. It's at the end of your turn. You're good.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was like a one turn fear. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, I finally overcome this pathetic, embarrassing fear, and I'm gonna leave Dione alone. Maybe I'll drop her, and I'm gonna run straight over to the scarecrow because I'm worried about Irina, and try and stand like between Irina and the scarecrow. And I'm gonna attack the scarecrow.
Okay.
With my longsword. I get a 26.
That'll hit.
Uh, 7 slashing damage.
Awesome, great. So you take your sword to it and hit it in hay and the sack the sack that it's wearing as clothes rips and more tufts of hay fly out. Irina though, she looks to you and she's like I can help. She doesn't want you to like interpose yourself in between her and him. I can handle this, she says.
Let's fight it together.
She nods and she kind of starts to spread out. She'll go like to the side. Yune's now on one side. So you have kind of like a tri-tip on this thing. You kind of got it surrounded on 3 sides. All right, let's go to Irina next. She'll attack. She'll swing with her dagger, and that's another hit with the 16 on the die. And we're going to do a total of 6 again.
Yeah.
So now...
Wow.
She's got 12 hit points down on this thing. That's good.
Arena party MVP today.
She's doing okay. It's nice to have some NPCs do something, isn't it? We'll go to the children are definitely cowering. In fact, they might even go deeper into the forest to try to get away from this thing. That's going to be good, I'm sure. We'll go to the scarecrow next. The scarecrow will try to attack you now, Andrew. Does a 15 hit you?
No, I'm 16.
A 16. Look at you. Its second attack
Shield
is going to be worse with an 8. So it tries to claw at you twice, and it misses, flails in the air. We go back to Yune.
All right, Yune's going to attack. I'm going to try something and see if it works. It worked. Cool.
What'd you get?
All right, I got a 19 to hit.
Nice. I don't see it in the chat. Did it come in?
It said, it said 2 GM, so it should be just to you, seemingly.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Oh, the sting. I see it now. Yes, it's 19 on only my GM one, not the player view. Yeah.
It's a bummer. I just clicked on, I opened the stat block on D&D Beyond and tried just clicking it.
It's all good.
Well, it came to you. So it's going to do 4 piercing damage.
Gotcha.
And then the scarecrow has to make a DC 11 con save.
DC 11 con. Got it. Against what? The poison?
Yes.
It's immune to poison.
Okay.
Yeah. So unfortunately, that big old 10 doesn't go through.
Bummer.
But yeah. All right. So Yune is done.
Yep.
We'll go to Rufus.
I'm just going to keep slashing at it.
Go for it.
Ooh, a 10.
A 10 does not hit.
Oh, that's
a
all I
bummer.
can do then.
I know. You slash at it, and again, you're staying there, right? You're not going anywhere?
No.
Okay. We'll go to Irina and the children. One of the kids, actually, Myrtle, young little sweet Myrtle, she's going to come back and try to wake up Laurent. Laurent, give me a con check. Saving throw.
Sure. Let's see.
Sleepy heads.
No good,
I'm
Laurent.
I'm tuckered out. I'm having the best dream in the world, though.
Yeah, no luck,
It's
Laurent.
nice and
But
warm.
Irina also misses, unfortunately. So we go to the Scarecrow again. The Scarecrow's going to try you again, Andrew, to see if he can claw at you. A 15 again.
No.
And a 6 again. Not actually, I think I rolled the exact same thing. No, 15 and 8 last time. 15 and a 6 this time, and that's not going to connect either. The Scarecrow's getting a little tad worried, just because it's having a hard time hitting you and Irina. But it looks maybe towards Yune next. We go to Yune now.
Alrighty. This time, Yune's going to spend her action trying to distract the Scarecrow. So help action, essentially.
Help action. Yep. So the next attack, which would be Rufus, you get advantage. Go ahead, Rufus.
That's 1. That's 2.
Nice.
21.
Worked out. 21 hits.
All right.
Ooh.
Nice.
8 plus 5. Maximum damage, 13.
And this is with the longsword, correct? The
Longsword
Burgomaster's
slashing.
longsword? Okay.
I slash at it. I'm trying to cut it in half.
Okay, it is. I would say bloodied, but we might have to call it
Strahd.
Strahd. Yeah, exactly. This is the curse of Strahd tonight. Exactly.
Yeah.
Me too. And I was trying to think of this thing clever. Darn it.
Sorry, Tim.
You're good. This was a good one. Darn it.
Let's see.
Strahd von Zarovich.
Strahd. This is the vampire Strahd.
Yeah,
Irina
Michelle.
is gonna go, but the children, Myrtle, sweet Myrtle, she'll try to wake Dione. Dione, give me a con check.
Yes, sir.
Sweet Myrtle.
Oh, Myrtle.
Irina's
Doing her
not having a good
best.
time here either.
Still quite sleepy. I got a 13.
Myrtle's got to at least try to wake everybody up at least, but she can't get you. Maybe you should try for Canas next. Irina flails with her dagger this time. We go back to the Scarecrow. Scarecrow on you, Yune this time.
Uh-oh.
19.
That's going to hit.
How much? It does 6. How much HP does Yune have?
10.
Okay, 6. So it's not gonna kill Yune. But also one quick question: Wisdom saving throw. Now I think, if I'm not mistaken, the imp gets magic resistance, correct?
Yes.
Oh, but this is not no.
Wait.
This is
Magic
not magical.
resistance.
Yeah, it's not magical.
The imp has advantage on saving throws against spells. Oh, it's not a spell or a magical effect?
I'd imagine it has to be magical, but it's not. It's not a spell. Certainly, it's just part of its attack. Give me a wisdom save anyway. We'll see what happens.
Okay. I'm just going to roll it to the chat so everyone can see. And I believe it's going to be a +1.
So this number +1.
Ugh.
Hot rolls.
4?
Am I rolling
Yeah.
advantage?
No.
Okay.
4. It's frightened. Yune is frightened.
Okay.
Canas, I'm so scared. I'm so scared right now, Canas. Wake up.
Let's go to one more claw on Yune. It's got 2 attacks.
Uh-oh.
A 12.
Yeah, that doesn't hit.
Really? What's Yune's AC?
13.
Wow. Okay, good for Yune. Good for Yune. She's gonna live.
NPCs strong today.
Yeah. Let's go back to Rufus. Oh no, Yune.
It's
It's
Yune.
Yune's turn. Then Rufus.
Oh, it's Yune's turn.
Help action?
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess so.
All right, go for it.
Like, with her eyes closed, just
Yeah.
trying to distract and fly around.
And Rufus, you can take advantage on your attack now.
Yeah, I just rolled 1. Then the other one is a 12.
A
Second
12
one,
hit.
ooh, is a 27.
Oh, okay. Is it a crit? It is a crit.
It
Double
is a
damage.
crit.
Wow.
Nice.
Alright, I'm gonna have to do this a little manually because I pressed the wrong button.
This is where you would smite, but you're out of spells.
Right.
So it's that. Oh, I think it did it automatically.
It says it's your dagger. Is that correct?
Oh no, that was the wrong one, but it's the same to hit roll, so it doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
I get 1d8 plus 5, so that's 9. I get another d8.
Yep.
Let me do that now.
This is big, Andrew. This is big.
1.
10 damage.
10?
10 total.
10 total.
That is exactly what you needed to kill it.
So I slash the construct in half, and you hear me shout, "Good, Cronebane."
Cronebane. Oh,
That's what I'm calling my sword now that it killed Morgantha. Cronebane.
You fancy. I love it. All right, that's the end of combat. So you end it quickly there, Rufus. You slash and cut this thing in half, and it falls into a pile of loose straw and burlap sacks. It seems to have no evil entity any longer. By the way, you noticed something, Andrew. You know, you've had this sword now for some time. It was the Burgomaster's sword, his long sword.
Yep.
You noticed a few things. When Irina attacked it with the dagger, and even Yune attacked it, it didn't look like all their damage was going through. Like, it was kind of hard to tell because the anatomy of this thing is awkward, and the straw was, you know, you can't really represent what it would be on flesh. But even when you're fighting the hags and things like that, you notice that your sword cuts always the sharpest. It's got some property to it. You're not quite sure, but it doesn't seem like a traditional steel blade. There's something to it.
Inspect the blade. Does it look silvered?
It doesn't look silvered. But it's very sharp. I mean, it doesn't look like it's been blunted at all. I mean, you used it a few times in the last few days. So it just looks like a really uniquely made sword.
So and what's the deal with the scarecrow? Can I poke around in there?
Sure, poke around in it. It's a loose, empty burlap sack and hay.
Okay.
Yeah, there's actually nothing of value on it, but
Yune, are you hurt?
Just a little.
Will you
But I
be
didn't want to say
okay?
anything to scare anybody.
You'll be okay.
I think so. I'll be okay once Canas wakes.
Well, perhaps we should let them rest for a short time. Take a short rest here while they sleep.
Irina sheaths her dagger and comes over to you, and she'll go to shake your hand, Rufus.
No, I'll shake her hand. I'll give her a hug.
She'll embrace the hug and say, "That was a bit of a liberating moment, wasn't it?"
Yes, indeed.
I felt confident when we were all together, but just the two of us.
Hey,
Take on the world.
come on. I helped.
You did help, Yune, indeed. You distracted the monstrosity.
Sorry, Yune. I meant at the beginning, I wasn't sure if you were going to save the children or not, and I just had me and Rufus in mind, but you did help quite a bit. She says, I think we should try to find a place to rest, maybe a little bit drier in the forest.
I look around. Is there an obvious place?
Not quite, but if you want to make a survival check, maybe you can find a better encampment and something that's not too far away, but like you could drag the bodies.
Yeah. 7.
A 7. That's not going to help. Unfortunately, what's going to happen is you and Yune and Irina are going to take the kids. You get all the kids back together. You drag the bodies of your friends. Try to get somewhere like a little more coverage where the trees are covering a bit better, and you sit there, but you're kind of just wet and uncomfortable all night. We'll count it as a long rest, in purposes of like spells and things like that. You can still prepare, you can still meditate, you can still do what you would need to do. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to count it as only a short rest for your hit points. So if you want to take a short rest, you can take hit dice, and I'm going to give everybody a level. Everybody that's not that it didn't eat a pastry is going to get a level of exhaustion. The
Right, yeah,
pastry
of
is
course.
like taking like NyQuil. You're just out. It's a good sleep
Yeah.
no matter what.
So, in my long rest, that I don't get rest, can I cast Detect Magic as a ritual on the sword?
You can, sure. It takes just 10 minutes or so, right?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Gotcha. So yeah, you cast detect magic on this thing, and it's not magical. You don't know what properties this may have. Perhaps it's not it's not like imbued with magic. Maybe there's some sort of a blessing on it or something like that. You might want to speak with maybe a priest or a cleric to maybe
Right.
get more information on it.
Right.
But that's what you would get from your detect magic. That it's certainly something different, something unique.
Right.
All right, let's go to everybody else. So we'll say the night goes through, and in the morning everybody wakes. Rufus, you are exhausted, bags under your eyes.
Ugh.
Irina,
I've been on
similarly.
guard all night.
The kids actually got some sound sleep. Irina kind of covered most of them with a big blanket that she had, and kind of they used her kind of to sleep up against. So she'll wake up really miserable, back hurting, neck out of alignment. And Rufus, you're exhausted. Yune turned into a raven and slept in the tree. I guess Yune doesn't even need sleep. So, but the rest of you wake up refreshed.
Is
full
Yune back
rest.
to full?
Yune can take a rest, yeah, because Yune doesn't need to sleep.
Okay. And we just mechanically we lose our temporary hit points over a long rest, right?
Yeah, you three count as a normal
Yes,
long rest
right,
in our
of course,
house
okay.
rules. Exactly. Our house rules are just that you take hit dice, but then at the end of the rest you get half your hit dice back.
Okay.
So take your rest right now. I'll switch us over. We don't need to see the rest rolls and things like that. I'll switch us back over to our main scene so we can see our faces a little bigger.
But I don't get any hit dice back, right? Because I only get a short rest. In terms
You'll
of
just
that.
count as taking a short rest, yeah, and you have one
Alright,
level of
so, yeah.
exhaustion.
I'm up to max again though because I'm
Sure, max hit
rolled
points.
enough hit dice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Irina will. Irina's at max hit points, but she'll take a level of exhaustion as well. All right, so the rain is over. The morning comes, and even though it's rain, the rain has stopped. It's still never sunny in Barovia. So it's an overcast, cloudy, foggy morning. Laurent, Dione, Canas, you awake. You see Rufus and Irina in that sort of bleak, tired state. The kids still sleeping. What do you do?
I stretch. Oh, good morning. Good morning. What a wonderful night. Lovely to see you, everybody. And I'm just like jolly and kind of greeting everyone. Big smile on my face.
Love it.
I will similarly wake up and feel exceptionally good. And unfortunately, hate to wake up from my lovely dreams, but otherwise feeling alive, awake, alert, and enthusiastic.
And
I will call for Yune.
Oh, Canas. Thank goodness you're awake. We had a terrible night.
How long was I asleep for?
Oh, I would say 8 hours.
What has happened since I've fallen asleep?
Irina and Rufus and I, and me, and I, defeated an evil scarecrow.
Ah. Well. Good for you, Yune.
Yes, I was instrumental in its defeat.
I'm sure they gave you the accolades you deserve.
Actually, they did not, but I spoke up, and they finally listened. They came to reason.
Well, good. You should always speak up because, friends need to listen and appreciate you.
I was really scared for you. You wouldn't wake up. I shook you. I slapped you across the face.
Oh, I guess that's what that is. Well, I did tell you to wake me up.
And I
It is
tried. I really did. I promise. I really, really tried.
I can feel it. I can feel it. Thank you, Yune. I appreciate you.
Yune will, I guess she's in bird form. She'll revert back to imp form to have this conversation with you. And as you're waking up and getting the info from last night, you realize that you still have a ways to go to get to Vallaki. So I'm going to switch us over to our map, and Irina will take out the map as it's a little damp, but still salvage, the map. So bring us over to the map view, and we'll just talk about where exactly we are. So you're estimating, because you had to run, that you're somewhere here in the forest. Somewhere here. Now you have the option of cutting through the forest probably, if you'd like to. Maybe you can get back to the road and head over to Vallaki, or perhaps it might be best to stay out of the forest. I mean, you're not too deep into it at this point. They can only drag your bodies so far. So that'd be up to you how you want to traverse this. It would be longer, certainly longer. You would probably get there at nightfall if you took the road, because it would wind around. You might be able to get there, a few hours before nightfall if you go directly through the forest.
We must get these children. We must get these children to safety as soon as possible. We should cut through the forest.
I agree. It doesn't look that far on the map. Seems like that's the best choice.
Micah,
I feel
who's a bit
great.
older, he's like the older kid. He's, I think, what did we say he was? He was more like 10.
I thought you
Micah-
went back to a
Micah-
6-month-old.
Yeah,
no.
we
We
turned
gave him
him
that
into
potion of
an
youth.
infant.
Is that worn off now?
Oh my
Freak
God,
is
Micah!
7.
Oh my God,
Yeah, Micah's a
an
baby.
infant. Oh my God,
Yeah.
I forgot about that. So when they were running, Freak was holding Micah. You're right. I totally forgot about that. Micah's
Oh
an
my
infant.
God.
Oh my God. Okay, so Micah is being held by Irina at this point. She slept in her arms, and the other two kids kind of like at her lap as she rested up against a tree. She'll like get up, and you could, her back's killing her. She's leaning over. She says, "Can somebody please take him?"
I step back.
I'll look at Irina.
I will take responsibility for Micah. I feel like this
Okay,
is...
so Laurent, you take Micah from her. Are you familiar with children?
No. Oh, God, no.
So how do you? I mean, you're like holding the baby out like.
Like far, far, far out. We're talking like full Simba, start of the Lion King. As far away from me as possible.
So Laurent is not a kid person.
No.
Okay, all right. So you hold baby Micah out, and she says, "I really didn't think that he would turn into a baby. I mean, it did say youth on the bottle, right?"
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yes.
So Freak will speak up at this point, and he hears the plan, and he says, the forest? I don't want to go any further in there."
It'll be
I
okay,
mean-
little freak. You're with us.
Frankly, Rufus, if your primary concern is the children's safety, we should take the road. But if it'll get us there faster, I have no problem going through the forest.
Well, I'm open to all options.
Irina says, "The forests of Barovia are rather dangerous. I've heard stories all my life growing up that ghosts and phantasms lurk within. It's one thing to try to brave the road and face the wolves or the cannibals, but I don't know. Ghosts seem a bit more dangerous."
Well, I guess nothing in this place is like Gwaindire. It's not going to be like the forest of Nain I used to frolic in.
Tell me about the Forest of Gwain.
The forest of Nain?
Oh, Nain, sorry. Forest... Fountains of Wayne?
Nain.
Nain.
N-A-I-N.
Irina's mom.
It's it's kind of like a hunting forest. It's just northeast of Castle Resplendent.
Oh.
You go across the Gwain and through some fields, and then there's this forest we've maintained as a hunting forest for kind of the nobility to hunt deer and pig in. It's quite splendid, actually. I mean, it's kind of an integral forest, but then there's more fields, and then after that, as the altitude starts to rise, you do come across the mink wood, which is our large forest used for lumber. And that goes on some way. That can be dangerous. You can get lost in there.
Irina says the only game that you could probably hunt in there would be wolves.
But the wolves must eat something.
They eat people like us who travel through them. She says it with less of a smile than I did.
Yeah. Rufus is starting to get the idea. This place is not... It's pretty dangerous.
It is, yeah.
Strahd and the crones, the hags.
Oh, you're just figuring this out now?
Yeah, he's just figuring out. He might not... Having a smile and being brave might not get him as far as he thinks.
Ooh. Character development.
What?
But he's still willing to go through the forest. But if nobody else wants to, he's not going to push them out.
What was we said if we go through the road, it's going to take more than, like, we'll get there, like, we'll have to spend another night on the road?
No, you won't have to spend another night. Irina says, I don't think we'll have to spend another night. Ismark always told me that if you stayed on the roads, you would get there in just about 3 days' time. And we left at nightfall. If we hustle, I think we could get there before nightfall.
Yeah, it doesn't look too far. Let's go. And he starts walking.
The road, I follow.
Okay.
Road.
Yeah.
Okay. The kids let out a sigh of relief, as well as Irina. Yune will turn back into crow form and fly up into the air, keeping a little bit of a bird's eye view. And we head along the road. Give me a D20, everybody. Some D20s.
7.
2.
7, 2, and 4? I only see 3 here.
Yeah, I did go through from Dual 20. I'm rolling another one.
We're going to get all of them now. 15, okay.
15.
Okay, so yeah, the group starts to head along the road, and, it feels, I want to say, too easy, but you encounter nothing on the road. So you move along, you snake along the road, and you finally get around the big patch of woods here, and you head towards Vallaki. We'll say one thing though, Canas, as you're going about, Yune will call to you telepathically.
Mm-hmm.
Canas.
What is it, Yune?
Canas.
What?
I noticed something.
Okay. Tell me.
There's a lot of birds.
And as you look about, you're right. I would say maybe as you get to the stretch of road, maybe here on the opposite side, kind of like where you were basically. But as you're passing through, you can see like the entrance to this lake up here. You see birds gathering in this little clearing. Tons of ravens. Maybe I would say tons. Maybe like a dozen ravens perch on trees, and they seem to like go from tree to tree to tree, always keeping within about 200 or 300 feet of you.
Well, Yune, this probably has something to do with Strahd, but I have a sinking feeling it may have also something to do with my missing shadow.
Mm.
You mean these birds could be spying on us?
I think so. If you remember, a while back on the road, one of them attacked me.
I do.
Senselessly.
Wait, what if they're not birds? What kind of evil creature would do that?
I don't know, but I think they're birds, and, you're technically not a bird either, Yune, but we all know you're not evil.
Oh my gosh, I'm the evil in this world.
No, well, how about this?
Curse this avian body.
And I tell Yune to change into a rat.
Yune turns into a rat, and then immediately starts to plummet back to the earth.
I catch her.
She can actually fly without wings. She can hover, so she'll fly. She's a rat that's just flying in the air.
Actually, as a rat, she just has a speed of 20.
Oh, really? She doesn't keep her fly speed as an imp?
No, but she's really concerned right now, so I just want her to turn into something else.
Okay, she thought she was gonna fly, and now she's even worse. She's plummeting to the earth. You catch her, and she's very thankful that you didn't kill her.
Here, just hang out on my shoulder.
Okay, she'll do that.
Oh,
All right.
and make sure you tell everyone that it's you.
There we go. All right, so everybody, the group manages to get. You make good timing. You stay on the road. There was not as much rain today, and you get to what appears to be the nearby settlement. I'm going to read you a couple things and get into the description here. I'm also going to switch our map view in just a second, but until I feel ready to, I'm going to just put us to our big faces here. All right. And let me just check one thing before I say so. Before I say I'm good here. Yeah. Okay. All right. So it is night. It's nightfall. It's approaching nightfall. The sun is. There's no sun, but the where the sun would be probably setting, and it's getting darker and darker. Right, daylight is dwindling, and as you approach, you can tell that you're nearby a settlement. The old Svalich Road meanders a bit more into a valley. You saw there was a lake. Irina tells you that is Lake Zarovich, as it's known by the locals. The woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain. You can see it's wait. Yes, sorry, I thought I misread something. The woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain berg surrounded by a wooden palisade. You can see a thick fog passing up against the wall, and as though it was looking for a way to get inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. The dirt road ends at a sturdy set of iron gates, with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Planted on the ground and flanking the road outside the gates are half a dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them. Again, you can see through the iron gate, which is closed, those two figures. And as you approach, you hear the sound of the two of them. Two guards, a man and a woman. The woman has her hair kind of like tucked back into a tight bun. The man has a scraggly graying beard. And he looks at you and he calls out, "Vallaki is closed. It is nightfall. What business have you here?"
We have orphans, children, in need of sustenance. Look.
The woman goes, "Ah, the old orphan trick. Not falling for that one again."
Please, we have been traveling for days.
"I'm sure you have," she says. "You look rather tired, especially you there." Rufus, she's pointing to you.
I am very tired. You've rescued these orphans.
Rescued them from what? What were the
Terrible
children
thing.
doing out in the woods with you?
Hags. Taken these children from their parents, using them for spells and potions.
The two of the
They were-
guards look at each other. They look rather terrified. Give me a what is it in this diplomacy? Is that what the? Yeah, that's the check called
Persuasion?
diplomacy.
Persuasion?
It's not called diplomacy.
No.
It's
Not in-
persuasion.
No,
Persuasion. I get things mixed up sometimes.
I rolled twice because I have disadvantage.
Okay, call it out, please.
9 and 23, so 9.
The woman and the woman guard. She says, She says, "I don't know. There's a lot of things out in those forests. Hags? I haven't heard that one."
These children were locked in cages. They're scared. One of them is but a mere infant. You wouldn't leave a mere infant just out on the road, would you?
Irina like comes to the front. She's got the baby. She's like holding the baby. Micah's a good baby. Hasn't cried a bit.
I gesture to Rufus and Irene and I say, the two of them just had this child, please.
What?
Irina's like, yes. Isn't that right, dear? Just a few months ago. She like elbows you.
Oh, yes. I'm going to sit down at this point.
He looks like his daddy, doesn't he? What's your red hair, right? Like a big, bright red hair.
Yeah, I'm really tall and bright red hair, the reddest you've ever seen.
Micah's
Can
got
somebody
like
change this
jet
kid's
black.
hair color?
He's got
Only
like
got
jet
this
black
guy's
hair.
self.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's nothing like you. Nothing like you at all.
Can I cast prestidigitation and like give the kid's hair a slight hue of copper?
You could. I would say give me a sleight of hand check to show that you're not casting a spell from these guards, though.
Sure. All right, a 20.
Okay, you could, when a glint of like torchlight catches the head of Micah, it looks a little reddish now. That'll add a little credibility to this bluff here. So the guards look at each other and they say, "Look, no can do. It's nightfall. We're not allowed to let anybody in after nightfall. Those are the rules."
For what reason can't anyone come in at nightfall?
"Are you mad?" the man says. This is the Vallakian woods. Dangers are all about. Werewolves. And you look back and you see that row of spikes, the wolves' heads all on it.
Do we look like werewolves to you?
Ah, but that's the thing. They hide in plain sight.
As creatures such as us?
They are shape
I don't know about
changers.
you, but I've never heard of a werewolf that looks like us.
They are shape changers, he says. You can't be too careful. And like I said, the Baron's orders.
Well, will you at least take the children? We can stay out here.
Yeah. You little pups. No way.
If you could just get the Baron, we would talk to him also.
She give me a persuasion check there.
10.
10. He says, "Look, I ain't bothering the Baron. Not on this mundane task. The rule's the rule."
We're not only travelers. This is Irina, whose last name escapes me.
Kolyana.
Irina Kolyana, daughter of Burgomaster Kolyana.
Is
This
that
an
so?
important diplomatic mission.
Is that so? The man raises up a torch to look at Irina's face, and she kind of like squints at the light. She says, It is I, Irina Kolyana." And they look at each other and they go, "All right, here we go. This is what we'll do. It's kind of on the edge. Night has just fallen. We'll have to test y'all.
Okay.
It's simple. We take a dagger here." She unsheaths one of her daggers at her hilt. And she says, we give you a little prick. The palm of your hand. If you bleed, you ain't a wolf. You come in."
I'll
That's-
stand up.
Fine, let's get this over with.
I'll stand up. Let me go first in case it's some kind of trap. I'll present myself.
So you walk up to the iron gates.
Yeah.
You can see it's not really big enough to fit a hand through, so they kind of just stick the dagger tip through, and you put your hand close enough to it.
Yeah.
I'm
Kind
going
of
to tell Yune to sneak into my pocket unseen.
Yune will do that. I mean, she looks like a rat, so I don't know that that's really a problem. But
Yeah, I mean, we look like humans and half elves and dwarves, and
yeah,
but they still think we're werewolves.
right. So you come up to the gate. They'll put the dagger like right through the little slit, the little square hole, and jab at you, poke right into your wrist. You take 1 point of hit point damage, and you bleed a little bit of blood onto the ground. It drips down. They'll like do a
Great.
little poke, and you're good to go.
They let me in.
Good. And you there, Irina, come over here. And Irina comes close. And the woman takes out her knife.
Wait.
Yeah.
I passed the test. Why do you need to test everybody?
The man and the woman look at each other.
I vouch for them. I am Rufus Gwaindire of Gwaindire.
We are very, very trustworthy.
Seems unlikely that a non-werewolf would travel with werewolves.
Irina
I will
says,
stake my reputation on them.
Irina sees what you're doing, kind of the confidence, the bravado that you kind of put into it. And she says, yes, and I am Irina Kolyana, the burgomaster's daughter of the village of Barovia. I demand you let us in, or I will tell Baron Vallaki all of this. And the two of them are just like, oh, he's all right. They're probably all right. The woman nods in agreement. They say, all right, fine. But listen here. Vallaki's a little different than the village of Barovia. Here in Vallaki, we've got tight rules. Lots of restrictions. We don't play around with outsiders. You come in, you abide by the rules, you'll get along well here. You don't, you'll be expelled indefinitely.
What rules are these?
Well, number one, don't come to this gate or any gate after dark. You're lucky it's just become night. Otherwise, we'd have to keep you out. Burgomaster's daughter or not. Additionally, no fighting or violence is allowed. And lastly,
amongst the people of Vallaki.
yes, order must be maintained at all times. And at last, the most important one, all will be well. No pessimism is allowed in Vallaki.
Well, that is a rule I can stand by.
If you talk bad about the burgomaster or any of his ideas, you'll be put in the stockade. Clear?
No, I agree completely. It's good to keep control of the common populace.
Crystal, can we go in now?
Open the gate. The woman goes over and starts to crank open the gates, the rusty iron gates, as you enter into the town of Vallaki.
As we walk in, I just want to like glance at the wolves' heads that are on pikes. Do they look very fresh? Or were they recent?
Yeah, some of them are not. Some of them look much more decayed than others. But if you give me maybe a medicine check to see the state of decay, or I would even accept maybe survival,
35,
whichever might be better.
same difference. I'll just do medicine. Same modifier. Ah, jeez. A 5.
They're not old, but are we talking days or weeks? That's to be determined.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
But definitely within weeks. All right. So you head in. And just to give you a little bit of information here, you entered in the gate on the eastern side. Now, actually, all of these, there are a few gates. I'm going to switch this over to a map so I can give you a little bit of a sense of direction here. But the gate you just went through is called the... Let me get to it. Ah, yes. Of course. It's not where I want it to be. It's here somewhere. But the eastern gate, there's a section here that tells me all the gates. They have names, and I'm forgetting it. Oh, it's right here. It's literally highlighted on my page. The east gate is known as the Morning Gate, and you can see that written, not written, excuse me. As you come in, the guards will tell you, this is the east gate,
like
or the
dawn,
morning
or
gate.
morning like I'm weeping.
They say, originally, it was morning, like sun up.
Face east.
But you may hear some of the locals call it the Morning Gate, because we don't got no sun anymore.
Noted.
And he says, there's a couple of other gates out of here. The West Gate, the Sunset Gate, and as well as the gate to the lake. Up top, the North Gate. Those will be your ways in and out of the place. Like I said, all the rules are the same. Don't come to a gate after dark and expect to get in.
And what are your names, fine gentlemen?
My name? I'll tell you my name. First, tell me yours.
Well, I am Canas. Canas Lofgren.
And you? To the group?
I am Dione Ironsage. Nice to meet you.
I will bow deeply and say, I am Laurent LeMaire.
And of course, we know the Burgomaster's daughter, Irina Kolyana, and Rufus Gwaindire. Is that what it was?
Yes, you already made my acquaintance. Glad to make yours.
All right, so here we go. We've got Miroslav and Claudia with a V.
Ah,
Of course, you know where the V would go, right?
Yeah.
of course.
No.
Claudia.
It's like Claudia, but replace the U with a V.
Mm-hmm.
Clavdia. All right.
Clavicle.
And so Miroslav and Claudio, I get real quiet. Is it true about a building resistance in Vallaki?
He says, a resistance? What do you mean? Oh, talking to the woman. She says, what do you mean? Resistance.
Resistance to letting people in at night, of course.
She looks very confused. A resistance? She looks over at Miroslav, and he's like, hey, listen, like we told you, there's no violence here in Vallaki. You understand that well, right?
Of course.
Mhm. All will be well, he says. And she kind of says it, mirroring right after him. All will be well.
All will be well.
All will be well.
Canas elbows Dione.
All will be well. Yes, of course. Laurent?
All will be well.
All will be well. There is no war in passing, so.
That's it. All right, so you enter into the gate. I'm going to switch this over to our Roll20 view. I'm going to switch our view so we can see the map. The map.
Sorry, we had the Morning Gate, the West Gate, the Gate of the Lake, and the Sunset Gate?
The West Gate is the Sunset Gate.
Oh.
And I just switched this to the wrong one. Okay, here we go. We're on the Town of Vallaki map.
Oh, it's big.
Yeah, it's much bigger. You get that sense almost immediately that it's a much bigger place than the village of Barovia. Let's show our audience the map as well. All right, so you can see the entrance. I have the token of the group here. This is where you're entering. This is the west gate, also known as the morning gate. And then to the north is the gate to the lake, and the west gate is the sunset gate. Okay. You enter in, and this place is big. You can tell. This is perhaps a town that you would even encounter somewhere else in the known world, because this is it looks more like a functioning town, whereas the town of Barovia was quiet. There was nobody walking in the streets. Even though it's dark right now, there's still people out, and there's some noise coming from the town, and it's not moaning of Mad Mary. That's for sure. Yeah, so you walk about and you see about, I don't know, maybe a half a dozen or so guards patrolling the streets. You see maybe 20 or so commoners moving about. They don't look like they are jovial or anything like that, but they're certainly moving about with more freedom than the villagers of Barovia were. Irina kind of looks around holding baby Micah, and she says, "Wow, it's incredible, isn't it? I've never seen a city like this, or town like this."
It's certainly much bigger than Barovia was, which means they'll have access to more resources.
It must be at least, what, double? Triple the size?
Quadruple, I would say.
I guess Ismark was right. She has a smile on her face for like the first time this whole trip.
There is hope here.
All will be well.
All will be well.
Indeed.
All
So-
will be well.
Laurent?
When we came into the city, we didn't notice any like boats or anything that indicate there's like any kind of like mercantilism related to the lake, did we?
I mean, there weren't any boats where you just walked in, because that's like landlocked.
Like when we were like near where there was like the clearing with the crows watching, we didn't see like anything on the lake that would indicate.
Yes, when you saw that little clearing of the crows and you saw the lake, there was nobody on it. It wasn't like,
Okay.
yeah, there wasn't like there's shipping or like cargo.
Yeah, it's not
coming
like
in.
a
Yeah,
bustling Straits of Hormuz. Okay, cool.
Right. No, good question, actually. I didn't even think about that. No, there was
No,
no.
no worries.
But you do see that this place has almost like little areas, pockets. As you first entered, it was more residential. You saw people moving about. But now you get into the area and you see that there's a big clearing, almost like a big lot that's open. And it's kind of gotten quiet. This doesn't seem to be a residential area any longer. And I think you can see the area right here that I'm referring to, correct? This area, little pocket, little area there.
Yeah.
That'd really be the first thing that kind of catches your eye that's different when you walk in.
Is it like a town square?
No, actually, it looks more like a stockyard. You can see there's several locked sheds along the periphery, and it lies adjacent to what looks like a big warehouse. There's a wooden sign on the front gate which reads Arasek Stockyard. You can see parked at the end of the stockyard. It looks like there's a big, colorful carnival wagon. It's got big letters on it. It's a little hard to read from the entrance, but it's got big letters on it. If you get closer, maybe you can read it. There's colorful paint, like greens and reds and things like that. But yeah, that stands out like a sore thumb.
Well, we need to get the children somewhere safe.
Does that wagon by any chance look like the ones we've seen the Vistani traveling in?
No, it looks more like a carnival wagon.
Got it.
Every Vistani wagon looked more like like a cargo truck. It was kind of like filled with goods and more of like the Oregon Trail style,
Yeah.
hooded wagon. This is a carnival wagon.
Okay.
All right, so that's the stockyard. Moving further deeper into town.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Sure. Where do you want to go? As
What
you can
time?
see,
What time is it?
It's nighttime. It's just
It's-
after
it's-
dusk. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like You know.
I'd say it's about
7.
7 or so, 7 or 8 o'clock.
Okay, so it's not quite time to go to sleep.
Is there anyone wandering around?
There are. As you leave the area of the stockyard, it becomes more residential again, and you see some businesses, perhaps. And as you get closer to the center of town, you can definitely see this is where the people must live.
Can I talk to somebody?
Yeah. You want to walk up to a villager?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You'll see a woman who seems to be walking, striding towards the center of town, kind of the direction you are. What do you say?
My lady. May we speak with you?
She'll turn. Looks like a Barovian, like the village of Barovia. Very like drab clothing, tan, and like browns and grays is mostly her color palette of her clothes. But you'll see she does have a little bit less like weight of the world, stress, burden on her. She'll turn and she'll address you. Good day, sir. Is there anything I can help you with?
We are travelers from the village of Barovia. I am Rufus. These are my companions. We rescued these children in the woods. They were kept captive by hags. I've been told there's an orphanage in this place. Perhaps you could point us in that direction.
Where did you want to go? She said.
An orphanage somewhere. We need somebody to take care of the children.
She says, I would probably head to St. Andrew's if you have children.
Where is that?
It's on the other side of town. I could take you there.
That would be much appreciated.
She says, my name is Angelica. With a V.
Ah, I don't know where the V would go.
Angelica.
Does that sound like a good plan, Canas?
Of course, we need to drop these children off so we can continue on our mission. And perhaps get you two some rest.
Indeed.
I think you might want to talk with Father Lucian. He could probably help you.
Wonderful.
Does he work at the orphanage?
Father Lucian? No,
Yes.
no. He's the priest of St. Andrew's. I would go there, she says. She kind of brushes aside the orphanage idea.
Okay.
I would go there, she says.
And perhaps could you point out the primary watering hole of Vallaki?
Unfortunately, I don't really frequent those places, but I've heard the Blue Water Inn is the place to go. I can show you that as well. It's kind of on the way.
But first, to Saint, what was it?
St. Andrew's, yeah.
Mm.
Follow me, and she'll start to
Interesting
walk
that someone named Angelica is taking us to St. Angel's.
Andrel, she clarifies.
Oh,
And it's spelled Andrals. Andrels, yeah. So she walks with you, and you head through the center of town here. This is like the town common area. It's got some like a nicer greenery, and as you pass by, you'll be pointed out to the Blue Water Inn. The Blue Water Inn is this building, this red building. Maybe somebody could mark that with the pen. It's that one right there.
Yep.
All right, she says, that's the Blue Water Inn, and you do see it. It's pretty obvious that it's an inn. You can see gray smoke issuing from the chimney of this large 2-story wooden building. There's a stone foundation and a sagging tile roof, but there are several ravens perched upon it, and they stare at you as you walk by. A painted wooden sign hangs above the main entrance that depicts a blue waterfall. She says, a lot of people frequent that place. There are some others, but I think there's an issue with the wine. I don't drink, but I've heard rumor that they may be low on supply.
Ah. Good
Come
to
this
know.
way. Come this way. And she continues going down that main road. And as you pass by the town common, you'll also see something else here. There's people about in the town square. And some people you realize they're in trouble.
What gives us the indication that they're in trouble? Is there like public like stockades, or is it just like they are standing separately? Like what suggests that they're in trouble?
Yeah, so the shops and homes that enclose the town square are decorated with, looks like there's a lot of decorations up, like tattered limp garlands. There's painted wooden boxes filled with tiny dead flowers, and you can also see a row of stocks, and they're locked. There are several men, women, and even children as young as maybe like just a little older than Freak and well, Micah's original age. They're maybe just a bit older than that. And they're in the stock wearing plastered donkey heads on their, like almost like a hat. It looks as though they've been, things have been thrown at them, like decayed vegetables and fruit and things like that. And they're kind of there, and they look kind of rather bleak and tired.
Angelica, why are there people in the stocks in the center of town, please?
It's not up to the people. Those
Well, it's
those
up to
who
someone.
well those who. She looks around. She whispers to you, the group. Those who oppose the Baron's ideas are made as a display for the rest of us.
How could a child that age possibly oppose the Baron?
She'll see a guard walking by, maybe like 30 feet away, just patrolling, like kind of looking around, not directly at you, and she'll say, "All will be well. I promise you that. All will be well."
All will be well.
All will be well.
You see, there's a poster actually on one of the. There's like a crumbling stone fountain somewhere around this town center, and there's like like basically a posting board, and on it you could see there's a flyer. It says, "Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Wolf's Head Jamboree. Attendance and children required. Pikes will be provided. All will be well," in all capital letters. It's signed, The Baron.
Angelica, what is the Wolf's Head Jamboree?
She says, "We have party celebrations frequently here. This was the most recent. It just happened. Just happened 2 days ago."
Mm-hmm.
What are the pikes used for?
Did you you entered through one of the gates, I assume, the west or east gate?
Yes, morning gate.
Did you notice the wolf's heads on the pikes?
We did.
That's what we did. We paraded them around, and the hunters that we have in town collected wolf heads, and we positioned them around the town. Listen, it was a wonderful time. All will be well.
All will be well.
All will be well.
All will be well. Come on, Rufus. Say it with gusto.
All will be well. No
What are
one's
your
going to
passive-
miss some wolves.
Passive perceptions, everybody.
Can I also
13.
12 is my passive.
12.
14.
Okay.
I also want to quickly glance up, and can I see what phase of the moon cycle we are in?
Yeah, you have probably just over a week, you would say, before like a full moon or something like that. I don't know what the exact would be, like quarter moon, three quarters moon.
Sure. Okay.
3/4 waxing?
Waxing gibbous.
Waxing gibbous. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was it. I studied these right before we started. I think I told you that, and I haven't
Wayne-
thought about
yeah,
it
waxing,
since.
yeah, waxing.
Yeah. So waxing gibbous. It's three quarters to full.
Okay. So there's just werewolves around at all phases of the moon cycle. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. It seems that way, at least.
Mhm.
The strangest thing happens. A group of people are walking towards you all, and they're not laughing or joyous or anything like that, but they're talking. They're in their conversation, and they pass by you. Maybe about 10 or so Barovians. They'll pass by you, and you'll see your friend Angelica. She kind of just says to you all, she says, "Where are you all from?" As the people are kind of walking by the center of the square.
Barovia. We're traveling from Barovia.
The village, she says.
The very same.
She says, "What business do you have in Vallaki?"
Barovia was a corrupt and strange village. Didn't feel like there was anyone I could trust. I heard there were better things here.
You're not adventurers, are you? Heroes?
Oh, well,
Why?
he
Why?
is. I point to Rufus.
Well, sometimes adventurers have come through here and I don't know, they don't quite fit in or follow the rules. You're not going to break the rules, are you? I'm not helping someone who's going to be a problem and get me in trouble.
No, we follow laws.
Yes,
We-
don't
we
worry. Don't worry your little head, Angelica. All will be well
All
with
will be
us.
well.
All
will
will
be
be
well.
well. All will be well.
All will be well.
We'll probably be off soon anyway, a week or so.
I reach up and give her a comforting pat on the hand, assuming she's taller than me. Most people are taller.
You can see Irina, she puts her bag down, she shifts her baby to the other shoulder. She says, "Can somebody take him? He's so heavy." And you notice he's actually gotten bigger. He's maybe no
Oh,
longer
no.
a 6-month-old baby. He looks like he's maybe like almost a year old now.
Oh, I'll
When
take
can,
him.
I was gonna say, when can he start walking? Serious question.
I should be able to walk, you know. Follow.
She says,
What
"Do you
point?
think? You think he can walk?"
No, I'll carry him.
He'll, like little baby Micah will squirm, little baby squirm, and shift and like fall to the floor. Irina's like, "Oh my gosh!" She'll try to grab him, but he falls to the floor, and then he starts to like run, what we like awkward baby walk, towards Rufus. You pick him up.
Yeah.
He goes, "Dada."
Yeah.
Just like his old man, huh?
I'll pat him on the head.
Dada. I don't know why he's a goat now all of a sudden. Da.
Oh no.
No, he's
It
not
was
a
a
goat.
youth
craziest
goat
thing in the
potion.
world.
It was a kid potion.
He's gonna be malformed.
Dada.
A few seconds ahead of me saying it.
We've destroyed this child's future.
To be fair, he was going to be made into a meat pie anyway, so.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, he's got a better future now.
So he
As
so
a
he's like
satyr.
a year he's like a year old right now. He did like a reverse Benjamin Button. He was old, now he's young, now he's getting old again. It's weird.
Good, it's wearing off.
Right, Irina says. All right. Let's continue on. She says, "Wait a second. Where's my bag?" She looks down and the bag that she just took off her shoulder is gone.
I guess our passive perceptions weren't high enough.
Sorry,
What was in the bag?
actually,
Irina?
now that you said it though, Dione, you had a 14 passive perception. You said
Yes.
you look around when she says that, and you can see a young girl, maybe I don't know, maybe like 16, 17 years old, curly, bright, like blonde hair, but she's got a hood over, but the little curls kind of peek out of the hood. She looks back to the group as that 10-person kind of party just passed through you. She looks back and she runs into one of the alleyways.
Oh, okay. Over there. Hooded girl. Blonde hair. Let's go. And then I just immediately, I don't even check if the other people follow. I just like start pursuing this girl.
Okay. You start pursuing her. Give me a... You start to run, and you encounter more people, of course. And there was a guard nearby, so he says, "Hey there, you! What are you doing?" As he sees you running, kind of aggressively pushing through the crowds.
There was a girl. She stole my friend's bag. I'm just trying to get the bag back.
The guard will come up to you and stand in front of you and say, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. Who stole your bag?"
Some girl over there. We are losing her.
He looks around and he says, "Whoa, I gotta make sure you haven't stolen anything. Take out your bag. Open your contents. You know stealing is completely against the rules of Vallaki. It'll get you in the stocks, right?
Of course. This
You're
is
new
why
here.
I'm trying to catch the thief.
You're new here. I don't recognize you.
Oh,
What's your
la
name?"
la. Okay, my name is Dione. You can check. And I hold open my bag. I look over my shoulder. Irina, I am sorry. I think we have lost your bag.
She says, "Well, the only thing I really wanted in there was the map that Ismark gave us."
Oh no.
That's a problem.
She says, "I mean, there's some other minor possessions of mine, but look, if we're safe here, then I feel okay about that loss." And she'll turn to the group and start to chat with them. And Dione, the man, again, says to you, take out this big kind of gruff guard. He says, "Take out your bag. Open it up."
Okay. Here you go. I have stolen nothing. Go ahead, look.
Okay. He says, "All right, I guess it all checks out." He kind of like pilfers through some of your stuff, moves a couple things. Is there anything of note in your bag? Anything you would say would a guard might be shocked to see?
I don't believe so. I just have like regular traveler type things. I have my cannot pick jar from like the items that we got at the very beginning of the campaign. I don't know if a guard would.
No, he wouldn't care about a jar. He looks at how much gold do you have?
How much gold do I have? This is a good question. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, 46.
It's in a pouch.
Yes.
He takes out the gold. He eyeball measures about half of the bag, and he puts it in his pocket, and he says, "Good. I'm glad you don't have anything." And he puts the rest of it back into your thing. He says, "I'll let Ismark know." Not, excuse me, I said Ismark. I'll let, no, I'll let Ezek know that you and your crew are good. He kind of winks at you. And you can see he smiles. It's kind of like devious smile. It's this gruff guard. He'll take your stuff, or take half your gold, and he'll start to walk away.
I give him a sarcastic sneer, or I sarcastically sneer at his receding back, and I roll my eyes and I say, "Okay, all will be well." And then I go back to my group.
And we all saw this happen, right?
You saw it. I don't know if you want to share what he said to you, but that's up to you.
Yeah, I'll relay kind of everything that he said. Tell them about the whole experience.
Yeah.
And are we still with Angelica, or is she kind of?
Yeah, Angelica's there, and she says, "You have to be careful. Vallaki is a safer place than others in Barovia, but there are some nuisances, certainly."
Does the name Isek mean anything to you?
She, like, shivers when you say that name. "Oh, yes, it means something to all of us. Ezek he's in charge of security for the Baron. Not one to be trifled with," she says. "If you ever encounter him, do not say anything about his arm. It can be a sensitive matter. And he has a bad temper." Anyway,
Thank you.
we should go. Let's not linger here.
We need to get that map.
It doesn't matter. It's just a map. You don't want to risk getting kicked out of here at night, of all times.
It seems like these two people we just encountered are the ones should be kicked out.
Well, the guard is not going to be kicked out, but yes, if that girl was... Look, like I said, it's not the best place, but it's better than being outside the gates. Come, follow me to St. Andrew's.
All right.
And she'll march down the street with you. And at the end of the road, the other side of the entire city, takes you like a good 20 minutes to kind of traverse this. But you get to the end, and this is St. Andrew's. I'm going to read you the description for that as well. So St. Andrew's Church is, without a doubt, an old-looking building. This slouching, centuries-old stone church has a bulging steeple in the back and walls lined with cracked, stained glass windows depicting pious saints. There's a fence of wrought iron encloses a garden of gravestones next to the church. A thin mist creeps amongst the graves, and Irina has flashbacks of that night where you fought Strahd at the Church of Barovia. So, she says, this is the end of the road. She marks out past this gate. Just past this row of homes is the west gate. You can exit that way or the way you came. The road to the north doesn't really lead to much unless you're going out on the lake. I would advise against that. Farewell, travelers.
Angelica, one last question. I'm sorry. What's wrong with the lake? You've been so helpful.
There's nothing wrong per se, but sometimes... And she looks at you and she pauses for a moment. She says, the Vistana camp outside from time to time.
Near the lake?
Occasionally. Depends on where and when they are heading places.
And what, pray tell, should we worry about the Vistana?
I apologize to Laurent. She says to Laurent, I don't mean much by it. It's just sometimes certain of your people can't be trusted.
What do you mean, my people?
Certainly, this is a you people moment. Certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly. Yeah.
I've
said too much. I am so sorry. She looks flushed with embarrassment.
Well, Angelica, thank you for giving us this impromptu tour.
She says, and remember, please, I don't want to get in any trouble. If you break any of the rules, do not include me in your descriptions.
Of course not. Here, take this for your trouble, and I'll pass her a couple silver pieces.
Thank you. I cannot accept it, though.
Why not?
It's not the right thing. I did nothing. In fact, if anything, I've caused you more grief. You've lost your bags. It would be a bad omen for me to take this. She seems very superstitious.
But Angelica, you did more to help us than the guard who took.
Make a donation. Make a donation to St. Andrew's. That would be enough for me.
Take this instead, and I'll give her a firm handshake. The handshake of friendship.
She'll do that. Sure. She'll take your hand and shake it, and then she'll button up her cloak a bit more, and then start to walk the opposite direction, presumably to go wherever she had intended to go this night. All right, so you're outside of the church. Do you want to head in? Probably a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, get rid of these children.
I'm not a Vistana. I'll yell after her.
She goes, sure you're not.
Of course.
Okay, buddy. You head on into the church. The church doors open with a loud creak, And inside, you see, actually, it's kind of full. There are a lot of people in here. Can somebody roll me 2d6? And just call it out because I don't have anybody here.
Let's see, 2d6. 8.
8, and then somebody roll me a separate 2d6.
I got it. 11.
Okay, you see 14 Vallakian adults here. Many of them are in the pews. They're knelt down in a stance of prayer. You can see 11 what look like rather terrified Vallakian children. They're sitting like with, it seems like in groups and families perhaps. And some kids sitting by themselves. It's totally a mixed bag of a congregation here. Standing up at the altar of this modest church, you can see a priest dressed in cleric's vestments. This must be Father Lucian. You can see he's addressing his nightly congregation. There are prayers that he's in the middle of, hymns that he's singing, and you take a back seat in one of the pews towards the door. And there comes a time in the service, maybe like 15 minutes in, where it seems like he gives up an offering to his congregation. He takes out a cup, like a goblet, and he pours, looks like wine from a bottle, but the bottle is very unique looking. It's got a kind of like a unique wavy design to it, and it pours out some sort of red liquid, and he offers it to his people, but he says, "Alas, this is close to the end of our reserve. I will take one sip of it for all of us." And he says, this will give us strength of the morning Lord. And he drinks it quickly. The rest of the people say another prayer, and it seems as though the service is over. Almost like he has forgotten as people are standing up and moving. He goes, and all will be well, he says, without a lot of conviction. And the crowd, with less conviction, mumbles it back to him. Yeah.
I say it loudly.
What do you say? You say it?
All will be well.
All will be well.
You say it loud? Really loud and proud? That's fine.
Yeah.
You can do it, yeah. Like a pin drop. You could hear a pin drop in this place. Everybody looks to the back pews, and they see the 8 of you. And they're taken aback a moment. And they all look at each other and just carry on, and parents are like putting their like hands over the children's eyes and like moving them about. You notice some kids stay, like there's some teenagers, they stay. And a few of the younger kids and families, they head out of the church. They pass you by. Quickly pass you by. Father Lucian, once most of the patrons are out, he will call to two boys, like teenage boys. He says, "Milavage." He says, "Why don't the two of you head out? Let me speak with these fine people alone." Milavage stands up. Actually, I have artwork for Milavage, don't I? Yeah, maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Anyway, these two kids, Milavage and presumably the first one to stand up, looks like maybe like a 16-year-old kid. He's got like brown hair parted down the middle, so it's kind of like one of those like classic Dawson's Creek haircuts, you know. And he says, "All will be well," to Father Lucian, but he looks right at you, Canas, when he says it. "All will be well, Father." And him and the other boy, who is probably more closer, I would say, looks more like the age of 14 or so, maybe a couple years younger than Milavage. He looks like he's much dirtier. He's got like dirty blonde hair. He looks like he's been rolling around in the dirt mostly. and he will follow Milavage out.
Based on our understanding of religion, like either before Barovia or in Barovia, does it seem like, do we have any reason to think that Father Lucian would know the other priests? Like, is the church like a single organization, or is it like kind of individual churches that function autonomously?
I'll be honest with you, I don't think you know that at all. I don't think
Okay,
you
good
know
enough.
that at all. Yeah. Mhm.
Nope, that's totally, yeah. Okay.
Although I would be willing to bet Irina knows.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got no idea. I'm not going to ask her, so.
Okay. They're both churches to the Morning Lord, though, so that might tip you off a bit. They're both Morning Lord churches.
I'm not
So-
a religious person.
Right. I guess Father Donovich also, that was a Morning Lord church.
Yep.
And then
And he kept a vampire in his basement.
I'm certain you won't be the demise of this priest either.
Perfect.
Good Lord's not going to happen, right? Come on.
that still weighs on Dione's conscience.
Yeah, for sure.
Two priests would be careless.
Yeah. This is the second priest you've met. Let's not kill this one right away.
Yeah.
Well, hello there.
Hello there. Welcome to St. Andrew's. What business do you have here?
If you didn't already guess, we're new.
I'm new in town.
Mm-hmm. And we were told you were the person to see.
He says, I guess I am someone to see. You introduce yourselves to him? Did everybody say their names?
Yes.
And stuff like that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Irina says, and I am Irina Kolyana. She'll remove her hood and put down the 1.5-year-old tiny baby Micah. She says, Father Lucian, I believe you knew my father? And he squints at her. He's not, I wouldn't say he's old, but he's certainly older than Donovich. Donovich was maybe in his 40s. He might be in his 50s or late 50s. He doesn't look like he's actually, no, I'm sorry. He's not. He's not much older than Donovich. He's probably in his late 40s. Yeah. He's probably in his late 40s. But he's maybe a little bit older, a little more gray. Donovich, you saw, was a bit more plump and full in the face. This guy's much more svelte. He's definitely got a bit more leanness to him. And he says, I guess I could help in any way possible. I knew your father very well. Indirovich was a friend of ours, all of the Morning Lord's priests. What assistance can I provide?
These children. We were told there was an orphanage here, but the sweet woman Angelica told us maybe we could leave them here for a safe place.
Angelica is a good woman. She comes to Mass regularly. She wasn't there tonight, though. Shockingly.
She was probably late because she was showing us the way here.
It must be our fault. Apologies.
No, she wasn't planning on coming.
He doesn't need to know that.
He doesn't need to know, yeah. But he goes, she's a sweet woman, and she steered you perhaps in the right direction, it seems. The orphanage is, for lack of a better term, is a hellhole. Kids that go there some do not make it out. She says, but I don't have all the abilities to take on children, especially one of this young age. Is this your son? She looks at Rufus.
No.
Oh, you.
Are you the
would-
father? Are you
You
the
would
father?
give up your own son?
That'd be ridiculous, Canas.
Father,
This
you have
is not-
forsaken him?
He's not even a young child. He has taken a potion that's made him appear younger than he is. He's 7 years or so. In a few days, he will revert.
What
rescued them
witchcraft
from
is
hags.
this? He says.
hag craft. We rescued them from hags. A
Is this
windmill
true?
on the-
He looks
on
to
the way here.
Irina. She'll like be like, mm-hmm.
So they will be 5-7-year-olds.
Although it
Use them.
does seem that you and the hags agree on one thing.
And that is
What is that?
Both of you seem to feel like that orphanage was a hellhole.
yeah, the hags did say that, didn't they?
Yeah, right.
You're right.
I'm glad we didn't take them there.
I'm so glad that you will be able to find families for them, Father.
I do not believe that I can find families, but it's possible that, well, if they wouldn't mind working for the church, I could provide them a place. For now, that it may have to be a shed or just a simple room.
Better than a cage.
We found them in worse condition. Whatever you can provide will, I'm sure, be greatly appreciated, right? And I'll kick one of the kids in the shins.
Irina says, I don't think we can give up Micah just yet. He's still too young.
He's only young for like 2 more hours. What do you mean? Come on.
By morning, we can drop him off too.
You'd estimate just by like how old he was and how, it's probably going to take a few more days. It looks like he's maybe gaining a year a day.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be like an old man by the time we got him.
Well, no, he was like, what was it, 7? Did we say 10 years old? I forget.
Yeah.
Was he 7?
Yeah, probably a couple days is a fair
Chat, let me
assumption.
know, chat. What was it? Was he 7 or 10? But either way, he's gaining about a year a day, right? So like he went from 6 months to a year and a half, and it was 24 hours.
All right. So
Oh,
we
dear.
keep Micah, Freak, and Myrtle. Welcome to your new home.
Freak and Myrtle will come up to the father and he'll put a little blessing on them and say, you'll be safe here, children. You'll be safe here. And as he looks at those words, he kind of trails off in his thoughts before kind of shaking it off, and then he comes and says, there may be something that I request of you. Do you think we could speak in private, away from the children?
His father.
Sure. Willing
course.
to listen.
Do
Come
you
with
have
me.
any food?
Yes, I have some food. Perhaps that would be best.
I'm very hungry.
Let's get some food and then we can discuss. He'll take out some like bread and cheese and things like that, and it looked like maybe he has like his own little storeroom, a pantry or something like that. He'll bring out that and a water skin, and it's a meager meal, but you can tell he's kind of screwed. He doesn't really have that much on hand. So he'll have you. Well, you'll break bread together over a small little dinner table. There's a back room. It looks like it's kind of like his bedroom office, and there's a table in there, and he'll set everything up. Some of the kids start to sleep on the bed. They'll fall asleep, and because they're sleeping, he'll talk. He says, there's actually something that's been disturbing me, and the Morning Lord, I know her presence has been sorely missed, but I know that she's still omnipresent. And you are that symbol. You are the omen. It seems
All
like
of us?
it must be. Like angels, you've come to me.
That's right. We are companions of glory.
What's this of angels?
You see, Vallaki, for many years now, for decades, has been a safe haven in Barovia. I'm sure you've heard of this, and Irina nods. My brother would tell me all the time about how safe and glorious it is to live in Vallaki. We thought many times of moving here, but our father wanted to, she trails off, make a difference. And he goes, I know. He was a brave man. A braver man than I. But you see, this is what troubles me. You see, I know the real secret that's kept Vallaki safe. It's not all of these festivals. Wolf's Head Jamboree, he says. Baron Balakovich, he says all will be well. And I think he means it. I do. He's done some good for this place. But what he has done is he has made everyone complacent. We are not safe. The reason why we were safe for many decades is because the bones of Saint Andrew, which are buried here in the church's vault, kept Vallaki safe. They've warded out the Devil Strahd. The bones of Saint Andrew were our saving grace.
Okay.
You
Bring the
you
bones
mean
down.
like actual his skeleton is here?
Correct. Was.
Was. Where is it now?
Where's the relic?
Just a week ago, I noticed the door to the cellar was open. I keep it locked. I am the only one with a key. I went down into the vault. I looked for it, but I knew it immediately. When I saw that door open, I knew it. I knew they were gone. I went down, and just like I had predicted, the bones removed. The bones of St. Andrew are missing.
Who might take such an important relic?
That's what baffles me. Nobody knows about this.
Not even the Baron.
Certainly not. It's been a long-standing tradition that the priest of St. Andrew's keeps this secret. It's what protects the town of Vallaki. It's the only reason the vampire cannot enter these gates. They've been gone for days now. Nearly a week. We're sitting ducks. This entire community could be destroyed at any moment.
You called us an omen earlier.
That's right.
What makes you think, or what information did you have that you thought an omen was coming?
There was none, but the bones of St. Andrew go missing. The town of Vallaki, the entire settlement, is put at risk. And then 5 angels. The daughter of Burgomaster Indirovich, come to my aid. The Morning Lord works in mysterious ways, but this may be the most overt.
You keep referring to us as angels, but I have yet to see anything resembling an angel in this place.
You all, look at you. You are my guardians. You must have been sent here for this purpose. I'll keep the children, but you must help me find the bones of St. Andrew. For I fear, if we do not find these bones, Strahd will gain possession of them, and then no one in the entire land of Barovia will ever be safe again. And we'll see you next week.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
I had
Okay.
to. Michelle, you can say something though. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say, like, Dione wants to ask if we can be taken to the cellar to gather clues.
Certainly, he will let you see the crime scene. We'll do the detective work certainly next time. But for right now, we have exited Barovia, and we will see you all in 1 week to see what's going on with the missing bones of Saint Andrew. And are you truly angels, Stefano? I don't know. You looked a little jarred when we said that, huh?
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
Interesting. Well, Micah was 7 apparently. Thank you, Nick Gray in the chat. Appreciate the chat. Sometimes it's weird, I got so many things going on in this rickety old bucket up here, and I look over at the book, and some things are in this place and that place. So it's good to have people, and James as well. James from KC, thank you very much. Like I said at the beginning of this whole thing, there's a description, has lots of links. Check them all out. If you haven't liked this video yet, do it. Like the video, subscribe. The channel's been doing real well. These Strahd videos are doing well, so let's keep it going. Share, spread the word, do all that good stuff. And we'll see you all on the tabletop. Have a great night, everybody.